The Armenian Freemasons, the forgotten architects of global power. Vatican, CIA, Rothschilds, Yerevan. Behind the veil of religion, genocide and diaspora lies something no one dares to say out loud. Armenian Freemasons were never victims. They were architects. This is the history they've buried for over 300 years. A secret network of Armenian elites infiltrating empires, building cathedrals with occult geometry, conducting rituals in ancient Indo-European tongues, and forging ties with British intelligence, the Vatican, and even Soviet officials. In this Banned in Some Countries video, you'll discover how Freemasons of Armenian origin helped design colonial Hong Kong and may have financed revolutions. Why Sultan Abdul Hamid II hunted down Masonic Armenians before the genocide even began. What connects Templar Knights, the children of the Sun cult, and modern Armenian politicians? How 33-degree brothers of the Armenian diaspora still operate today in France, Russia and the United States under different names. What lies encoded in the Khachkars and why European cathedrals bear the same marks. Is the Grand Lodge of Armenia just a fraternity, or the rebirth of a forgotten empire? Are global events being quietly steered by a network hidden in plain sight, with roots in Mount Ararat? This isn't history. This is a puzzle, and someone doesn't want you to solve it. Watch till the end, before it disappears. Wait. If you've made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're part of the 1% who dares to question the official story. But before we show you the next layer, you need to unlock it. Hit like right now. It's not just a button, it's your signal, your access key to continue the journey. They're watching who goes further. Let's show them we're not afraid. The shadowy figures behind revolutions, empires, and even genocides. It's time to expose the truth about the Armenian Freemasons, a brotherhood so secret they've been erased from history. For centuries, Armenians weren't just victims of empires, they were the architects of power. This isn't just about charity work or fraternal bonding. Armenian Freemasons infiltrated the highest echelons of society, manipulating politics, designing revolutions, and building secret connections with royalty, intelligence agencies, and even religious elites. Tigran Lodge, formed in 1864, wasn't just a group of Armenians in the Ottoman Empire. They had ties to the British Grand Lodge and became an intellectual breeding ground for revolutionary ideas. Members like Mesrop Nuparian and Mateusz Mamurian weren't just writers, they were key players in shaping Armenian politics. The Sir Lodge in Constantinople, operating under the Grand Orient de France, became a hotbed of radical ideas, attracting powerful figures like Harutian Sfachian and Mukhertij Peshiktaslian, the latter of whom used his influence to ignite the Zaytun rebellion. They weren't just theorizing, they were planning national revolutions. During the Armenian Genocide, some Armenian Masons were killed by their Turkish brothers. Others went underground, and some even joined forces with their enemies to survive. This betrayal was just the beginning of a web of lies that still shapes our world today. The real shocker? Armenian Freemasons weren't just confined to the Ottoman Empire. They expanded across Europe, the United States and Russia, still operating under different names, even decades after Armenia's independence. Freemasonry became their global network, from the United States President Truman, who wore their cap, to Russian and French lodges where Armenian elites held major influence. This is not just a story of secret societies, this is the story of hidden power and forbidden knowledge passed down through generations of Armenian elites. Their Khachkars, or stone crosses, are more than just symbols. They are cryptic keys to an ancient system of control and enlightenment that only the chosen few understand. What really connects Armenian Freemasons to the global elite? Are they just a fraternity? Or are they the masterminds behind global politics hidden in plain sight? There's a dark network that's been quietly steering global events for centuries, and it's time to pull back the curtain. They don't wear aprons anymore. They don't meet in candlelit lodges beneath Yerevan. But the 33rd degree Freemasons of Armenian origin never disappeared. From the ivy-covered halls of Paris to private clubs in Moscow and foundation boards in Washington, D.C., these men operate under new identities, think tanks, cultural organizations, philanthropic trusts. But behind the humanitarian facades lies something deeper, a silent oath, a code, and a mission rooted in centuries of esoteric tradition. Some whispers claim these brothers still answer to hidden grand lodges unknown to mainstream Freemasonry. Their lodges predate Soviet intelligence, and some allegedly collaborated with both the CIA and KGB, depending on the agenda. They guard ancient knowledge passed down from priest architects of Urartu, encoded into the stones of Armenia and shared only with those who've passed the 33rd gate. And today, they move capital, influence policy, and protect a legacy older than the Enlightenment itself. They don't just remember history, they still write it. What if the same ancient network that once carved crosses into volcanic stone is now carving algorithms into blockchain? Insiders claim that Armenian 33-degree Freemasons maintain unseen influence over three of the most powerful pillars of modern civilization. The Vatican archival leaks and decrypted correspondences suggest that Armenian initiates have maintained ties with Jesuit insiders since the 18th century. A forgotten sect, dubbed the Guardians of Ararat, allegedly advised papal emissaries on Eastern Christian esoterica. And some say Armenian sacred geometry was encoded into Vatican architecture during secret restoration projects. Crypto shadows. Several early crypto investors and blockchain architects are rumored to descend from diaspora families linked to ancient Masonic bloodlines. Their projects, not just financial tools, but attempts to digitally encode the lost codex of Eni, an alleged mystical manuscript containing mathematical keys to spiritual sovereignty. The push for decentralization might be more than tech, it could be the digital resurrection of an ancient order. Silicon Valley. From Stanford labs to private retreats in Napa Valley, A closed circle of Armenian technocrats allegedly meet under the guise of innovation forums. But some whistleblowers suggest these gatherings include ritual-like sessions, geometric meditations, and even readings from ancient Armenian scrolls, guarded for generations. It's not about apps, it's about rebuilding Babel with code. They were never gone, they simply evolved. And now they're not just shaping history, they're programming the future. Is the Grand Lodge of Armenia just a fraternity, or the rebirth of a forgotten empire? Is the Grand Lodge of Armenia just a fraternity, or the rebirth of a forgotten empire? Publicly, it's just a Masonic organization founded in the early 21st century. But behind the marble halls and charity dinners lies something far older and far more dangerous. According to leaked internal documents and suppressed research, the Grand Lodge of Armenia may be attempting to resurrect a Proto-Imperial Order predating even Urartu, using the symbolic structure of Freemasonry as a cover. Some insiders believe its true mission is not fraternity, but restoration. Restoration of an esoteric Armenian empire that once extended spiritual and political influence across Mesopotamia, Anatolia, and Persia. Their blueprint? Hidden in ancient Araratian scrolls, coded into medieval manuscripts, and preserved through bloodlines of diaspora elites scattered across Paris, Moscow, and Boston. Rituals performed at high-level gatherings are said to mirror rites once practiced in the lost temples of Ani and Vaspurakan, now reenacted not for worship, but for activation. What's being activated? That's what they don't want you to find out. What you're about to hear next has been buried for decades, censored, classified, and erased from public records. But before we go deeper, hit the like button now, not just to support the channel, but to unlock the second half of the truth. Algorithms hate this kind of content. Liking this video is the only way it survives. And trust me, you'll want to see what's coming. What you're about to hear next has been buried for decades, censored, classified, and erased from public records. But before we go deeper, hit the like button now, not just to support the channel, but to unlock the second half of the truth. Algorithms hate this kind of content. Liking this video is the only way it survives. Because once we reveal the next layer, there's no turning back. Kocheše takuju se frazu dlia podpisky bliżej końcu ili umestno wystrojenuju w powestwowanie. Our global events being quietly steered by a network hidden in plain sight with roots in Mount Ararat. Mount Ararat, a biblical icon, but also a geometric constant in ancient cartography and Masonic lore. Some researchers believe it serves as a cosmic anchor point, a sacred node in an invisible grid connecting the pyramids of Egypt, the temples of Angkor, and the cathedrals of Europe. Now imagine a network of initiates trained from youth operating inside think tanks, multinational boards, and even intelligence agencies, all following a quiet doctrine passed down from a Highland cult that never truly disappeared. Are global events being quietly steered by a network hidden in plain sight, with roots in Mount Ararat? Mount Ararat, a biblical icon but also a geometric constant in ancient cartography and Masonic lore. Now imagine a network of initiates, trained from youth, operating inside think tanks, multinational boards and even intelligence agencies, all following a quiet doctrine passed down from a highland cult that never truly disappeared. They don't wear robes, they don't chant in public, but they hold the keys to finance, technology, diplomacy, and culture. Their presence is often coded in architecture, in symbols on legal documents, even in stock market patterns for those who know how to see. Could it be coincidence that key geopolitical shifts, from Brexit to crypto regulation, have occurred after closed-door summits where multiple Armenian diaspora figures were present? Or is something older, colder, and more precise at play? Call it a myth, call it a conspiracy, or call it what it may truly be, a resurrection in real time. But know this: if Ararat is the cradle, the world may be the stage. Call it a myth, call it a conspiracy, or call it what it may truly be, a resurrection in real time. But know this: if Ararat is the cradle, the world may be the stage. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching, you're awakening. Most will scroll, most will forget, but some will feel it, that pull, that need to know more. If that's you, subscribe now, not just to follow, to be part of something hidden. This is not entertainment. This is initiation, and trust me, what we're about to uncover next makes everything so far look like a distraction. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching, you're awakening. Most will scroll, most will forget, but some will feel it, that pull, that need to know more. If that's you, subscribe now, not just to follow, to be part of something hidden. What lies encoded in the Khachkars, these ancient stone crosses that adorn the Armenian lands? Beyond their apparent religious significance, some researchers believe these stones harbour hidden messages, forbidden knowledge, and even occult symbols lost to time. What lies encoded in the Khachkars, these ancient stone crosses that adorn the Armenian lands? Beyond their apparent religious significance, some researchers believe these stones harbour hidden messages, forbidden knowledge, and even occult symbols lost to time. Here's what might be concealed within these stone crosses: ancient mystical knowledge. The geometric patterns on Khachkars could be linked to sacred geometry used in Freemasonry and other secret societies. Some believe that specific symbols on the stones may unlock access to ancient secrets lost for centuries. These patterns might conceal cosmic laws or secrets of the architectural design of the universe, accessible only to the initiated. Masonic Symbols. There are theories that certain Khachkars bear Masonic symbols, such as the compass and square, as well as geometric figures used in secret societies. These marks could have been left by ancient Armenian architects as a secret language meant for the chosen few, those who know the keys to free architecture. Encoded messages. Some Khachkars may contain encoded messages, secret ciphers left by Armenian elites who were members of closed orders. These messages might convey important historical facts, hidden connections to the powerful forces of the time, or even prophecies about the future. The stones may have served as signals or reminders for those who know how to decode them. Astronomical and astral messages. Some scholars believe the form and arrangement of symbols on Khachkars might point to cosmic events such as star alignments, astronomical phenomena, or even portals that open at specific times. These stones could have been used as astronomical maps, linking earthly events with celestial occurrences. Mystical remnants of Armenian rituals. Khachkars may be more than just monuments or crosses. They could be markers of ancient rituals tied to esoteric teachings passed down through generations. These rituals might have led to spiritual awakenings, offering access to hidden forces and secret knowledge available only to initiates of a special Armenian tradition. Perhaps Khachkars are not just stones, they are testimonies of time, hiding puzzles that cannot be unraveled by just anyone. For those who are able to understand their symbolism, these stones are doors to another realm, where secret societies, ancient civilizations, and mystical knowledge intertwine, forbidden to the masses. The hidden messages within Khachkars could be the bridge between the past and the future, and those brave enough to delve into these mysteries may discover something far greater than the mere heritage of Armenian culture. So now you know, or at least you've seen the edges of the map. Not everything hidden is lost, and not every symbol is what it seems. So now you know, or at least you've seen the edges of the map. Not everything hidden is lost, and not every symbol is what it seems. From ancient Khachkars to high-rise boardrooms, from Mount Ararat to Manhattan, the game was never about borders. It was about bloodlines, symbols, and silence. They want you distracted, entertained, confused, but if you've made it this far, you've already broken one rule. You look deeper. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Is this the truth, or just another layer of the lie? That's for you to decide, but the questions won't go away. Drop a comment if you've seen signs of the hidden network, like if this made you question what you thought you knew. Subscribe before this video vanishes like the others they've tried to erase. The Lodge watches. Nothing is random.